I'm Jaya Ashmore. I'd like to share a few tips and ways to start meditating or to come back to meditation if you've tried before and it hasn't worked out well. I've been meditating myself since I was a teenager in the 1980s, and I've been teaching meditation since 1999. So I've been through a lot along the way, and I've also been helping a lot of other people around the world along their way. So I'd like to just share some of what we've learned. First of all, I want to say that I don't think that there's one single technique that is the right technique for all people. And so in the long term, I'd love to invite you to be open, to open your mind, to remember, to notice, to appreciate the moments when you feel good or okay in connection with life. So it might be like in connection inwardly to yourself, or you might feel like you've gotten into the flow with some physical activity or householding activity, or with a friendship connection, in nature, with creativity. That's another way of being connected. Or you just, a moment happened, maybe for some people that happens more easily, what we call in nature. So there's a sunset or a forest or a wide horizon at the sea or whatever. And there's a feeling of joy that we can't quite say exactly why we feel joyful. Or there's a feeling of no demand, or things kind of simplify. All that complication for a moment is unimportant, and life is here. So it might just be really simple moments when you kind of unwind, and for some people that might be like petting the cat or dog, or going on a walk and seeing the light in the trees. So just starting to notice, open your mind to notice what are the ways that you already naturally disconnect from all that complication and connect inwardly or with life. And as something starts to come to you, you realize, oh yeah, ever since I was a child, I've loved lying on the grass under a tree, or looking at the stars, or talking to friends, or cooking, or whatever. That there might be several different ways of naturally connecting. If you can start to get a sense of how that feels in your body when you're in that moment of openness to life, of no demand, no should. The goodness of life rather than the right and wrongness of things. So that's a kind of more long-term subject that over a few weeks, if you keep your mind open, you might start to realize, oh yeah, I thought I was anxious all the time, but there's that moment when I look out the window or whatever, and there's a little bit of space or something like that. And then, okay, what does space feel like in the body? I feel it in the chest. I feel a little bit more expansive, or I feel the weight of my body. So let's find out what you notice. So that's a more long-term. If we were meeting in person, I would love to ask each one of you the question, like, what happens for you when you unwind or connect, and how does that feel? And let's say if you feel good petting the cat or the dog, and you start to remember how it feels in your body when you're doing that, and you start to notice that your back comes alive, or you feel really good in your feet or something like that, then that might be a good entrance to meditation for you, to feel your feet and remember that good feeling, or to feel your back and remember that good feeling. So that's the more long term. For today, I'd like to share something that I've learned over these decades, that if you're feeling like really busy and full up here in the head region, it can be really good to go as far from the head as possible and feel your feet. So not for everyone. Some people will find that trying to feel their body is not the way to go. And if that's the case for you, you can just skip to the next video. But even if it's hard for you to feel your body, but you're interested and it's not creating disturbance, then feeling someplace in your body closer to the ground. So if feet are possible, feeling your feet, whatever is farthest from your head. So let's say your feet. Do you feel your feet? That might seem a silly question, but many, many times you'll come across steps in meditation where the simple thing is not easy. So feeling your feet is a simple thing, but it may not be easy. So do you feel your feet, first of all? If not, let's check into it a little bit more. Do you feel the weight of your feet? Do you feel the sensations on the skin of your feet with the maybe clothing or shoes or the ground and air? Do you feel the volume of your feet? So let's just give about 1 or 2 minutes to practice this, and I'll give some guidance along the way. It's another tip, starting anything, but certainly with meditation. A little goes a long way. So a drop a day can be a really good way to start. So let's have a couple of minutes. You don't need to change your posture necessarily. I'm not starting with posture. We'll get to posture in a few videos from here. So if you feel good standing, then while you're standing, you can feel your feet. If you feel good walking, then while walking, you can feel your feet. If you feel good lying down, or if you feel good sitting in so many different ways, you can feel your feet. So don't worry about the posture. Just start with your feet. So you can have your eyes open or closed, whatever is more easeful for you. And then let a sense of the weight of your feet come across. Let awareness feel that your feet are heavy. Noticing that then the mind might be thinking about, is it heavy? Is that a thought? Is that a feeling? Is that a sensation? So we just notice that all that thinking is thinking, and the sensations of heaviness are the sensations of heaviness. That's all. So we don't need to make the mind stop talking. We just notice that's the mind talking, or that's the mind's movie if there's images. And also, meanwhile, there are sensations. You can notice if there's coolness or warmth, if there's any temperature that you notice in one or both feet. And just letting coolness be coolness, letting warmth be warmth, and letting thinking be thinking. There might be images in your mind of your feet. If you're an image person, there's images in the mind. Another kind of thought, we could say. No problem. Also, there might be some sensations. If you're really not feeling much in your feet, you could shift so that you could put one or both hands somewhere on a foot or both feet. Or you could just move your foot on the ground in a way that helps you have something more to feel of sensations. Being kind, if possible. Noticing if there's any pulsation that you feel of the blood circulation. If you feel between your toes, the toes touching each other. If you feel a difference between the part of your foot that's on the toe end and the part of your foot that's the back, the heel. Sensation maybe of more density towards the back. And then feeling the sole, the bottom of your foot or your feet. Really getting into it a little bit, noticing the difference between thinking about it and feeling it. So simple, but not always easy. And then the top of your foot, if you like. If you notice a difference, a different kind of skin, how that feels in the bottom and top of your feet. And then maybe just having a little bit longer exhale, a little bit longer out breath to kind of release in case you were trying really hard or trying to listen to me and do that at the same time, which can be kind of funny sometimes. You're trying to really feel your feet, but you're also trying to listen to what I'm saying. So just noticing right there that you're listening to the instructions and feeling your feet, even if you're feeling your feet just in fits and starts, little pixels here and there. So that's just another example of where we can be open to the direct sensations as well as the flow of the thinking mind. You can let them both coexist. So thank you very much, and you could practice this every day for a few days, and I'll be coming with the next video. We'll do a meditation with sounds. So if you found that you could not really connect very well with your feet or with feeling somewhere in your body closer to the ground, then it could be a good way to go to practice receiving sound, practice hearing meditation. So till next time, thank you. Take care.